but we've got to resolve the question. Then if the Bible says this, why is our experience otherwise? We're going to get into that because I understand that perfectly.
Oh boy.
I understand how that works. That my God can say this about me, and if God says it about me, then it must be true. Because
Right.
God would not lie about me. He
Yeah.
would not say things about me that are not true. So if God says I am healed, and my body says I am not healed, there's got to be a solution. What is wrong? What is causing me to have a different experience than what God says is my experience? And God is saying, it is my experience that I am healed. That's what God says. He doesn't lie. Yet my body says I'm sick. I've got to have an answer to that. And the world, they just freak out at that question. Nobody knows what to do with that question, except to say, well, you're spiritually healed and all sorts of things that aren't real. So somehow they convert that you're healed, but it's not real, but it is real. Don't question that it's real, but it's really not real yet. It will be real when Jesus comes again and saves you. And it's
Right.
like, wait a minute, I thought I was already saved. What we are knowing and what we are believing
Mm-hmm.
create our expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And what we expect determines what we see and don't see, feel and don't feel, hear and don't hear, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Take the guy standing on the corner. We've all seen him. And he's military, former military, standing on the corner, begging. And the guy is suffering from PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
The world that he sees standing on that corner is the same world we see, but what he sees is not what we see.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
He's his paradigm, his mind is processing everything he's seeing in such a way that the result is he's not seeing what we're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
He's still seeing that somebody could be around the corner and going to try to kill him,
Yeah.
shoot him,
Yeah.
or maybe he's seeing that he's there on the corner begging for money, but he's still seeing his buddy blowing up in front of him.
Yeah.
Um, it could be someone who not were military, but they were they suffered some sort of a trauma,
Yeah.
and they're still living that trauma while they're living in this reality, and so they've got a mixed reality that creates that they have created in their own mind a reality that doesn't exist except for them.
Yeah.
Um, And that is true of every one of us. We've
Yeah.
had experiences in life, maybe traumas. I know I've had some terrible traumas,
Mm-hmm.
and those things can stay with you forever
Yeah.
if you don't learn how to unlearn them,
Right.
um, to unsee them.
Yeah.
And I look at we've we have been hearing trash and garbage, fake knowledge, false knowledge, lies, misinformation. We've been hearing all of this stuff since really before we even came out of the womb. Before we even knew what we were hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those things are with us, and it's everything that we are knowing and believing that is somehow coming together in pictures in us of who we are, where we're at, what other people are doing, what other people are thinking, what other people are saying,
Mm-hmm.
and we create these realities in our mind
Mm-hmm.
that could be true, but I guarantee you, every one of us all day long are making realities appear in our minds that That's not what everybody else sees. That's not what anybody else sees.
Yeah.
Um, and you go into a room and you see some people over in a corner, and they all look at you, and then they look away, and now you want to know what they're talking about and what they're thinking about you. And
Hmm.
all they did was look at you because they saw you come in, and now they're talking about their. But no, I know they're talking about me. What are they saying about me? You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
it, we're creating these realities. Well, when I was a kid, there was a phrase or a term that was um, used a lot: psychosomatic illness.
Hmm.
When I was a kid, now this was 60, 70 years ago, um, and we talked about psychosomatic illness. People made themselves sick.
Hmm.
My daughter-in-law had a very, very good friend for many, many years who was sick all of those years, but there was nothing wrong with her,
Right.
but she was sick, and she got more and more and more sick, and the the things did begin to go wrong with her body, but they couldn't explain it. Nobody understood what was going wrong with her because she was perfectly healthy. Yet, because of what was in her mind, she was making her mother was helping. Her mother was really behind all of this,
Hmm.
making her dependent on mom for everything. And she and her mom were codependent in a way that was disgusting. It was terrible. And this was a beautiful young lady. I mean, she was gorgeous and very, oh, just wonderful. And she's getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker for years and years. And we knew about her many years ago and had gotten to know her a little bit, and she just kept getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And then year before last, she died. She just died.
Hmm.
They don't even know what was wrong with her. She just died.
Whoa.
She made herself sick. And that she made herself sick. I don't even want to go into all the psychology of that. It's just the fact is she made herself sick, and it was all up here. And it got
Hmm.
worse and worse and worse and worse. It was terrible. Um, there's a lot of truth about that psychosomatic. It was all in their mind.
Yeah.
And frankly, I've thought for years about the fact that the power of our minds is immense, that our minds enable us to create the things that we create.
Hmm.
They don't come by magic.
Hmm.
We're creators. We were born creators. We're made creators, just like our Father, and we can create anything. And all that's happened is that we've taken all of this fake knowledge, this false knowledge, these lies, these terrible things that we've been told, we've taken into ourselves over the years, and literally have used all of that to become who we think we are and act like who we think we should act like.
Hmm.
And we are living lives that are not the life that God gave us. They're not. We're God said, Jesus said that God had given us the rain, in not that he's going to give us the rain. He said he had given us the rain. That's what the Greek says.
Hmm.
And we have the ability to do things that we don't realize we can do. Even though we don't realize we can do things, we're already using this tremendous power that we have right now. We're using it all the time. And we're using it because we haven't been trained, we haven't been taught, we don't know the truth. We're so often using all of this knowledge that we have, that much of it is incorrect. We're using it to create this world that's around us. We're creating our own reality inside this world that's around us. And our own realities are often full of sickness. They're full of disease. They're full of pain. They're full of suffering. They're full of us causing harm. Thus, they're full of us being harmed because we don't understand the tremendous power, the tremendous ability. Power is not even the word, it's the ability, the tremendous ability that we all have in this world right now. And we're just like God. And because we don't understand ourselves and we don't understand the truth, we don't know the truth, we know what we've been taught and are sure is true when much of it isn't.
Hmm.
We're living these lives that are they're upside down. And so we're making ourselves sick
Mhm.
when we're not sick. God says you're healed.
Mm.
Okay? Is God honest or dishonest? Does he tell the truth or does he not tell the truth? Answer the question. That's what I tell people. Did
Mhm.
God says you're healed? Is he a liar or not? Well, they've got a reason why what God said isn't what he meant. He meant something else,
Mm.
you know? And it's like, no, whatever God said, that's the truth. So we have to understand that everything that we are experiencing that isn't consistent with what God said is an illusion. It's an illusion that is very, very real. It's
Mhm.
real enough that somebody with a gun in that illusion could shoot you and you die. But
Mhm.
what happens to you? When you die, you wake up. Here you are.
Mhm.
You were here all along. I remember the dwarves and C.S. Lewis's the
Narnia.
Chronicles of Narnia,
Yeah.
the very last book. Uh, the name slips my mind at the moment. At
Last
the end, there were
Battle.
the dwarves.
Is it The
Pardon?
Last Battle?
The last battle,
Yeah.
yeah. The dwarves. Everybody at the very end is going through the stable door into heaven. All of them, everybody, the good, the bad, the evil, everybody is going through the stable door. This is C.S. Lewis's vision,
Yeah.
going into heaven. And the dwarves, who are a bunch of people who are only interested in themselves and what they want and what they believe, and that they don't care about anybody else. The dwarves are for the dwarves. And the dwarves, they're miserable, miserable, miserable people. And they go through the stable door and now they've entered into heaven. But instead of taking in what is real, they all go over and get together in a little huddle on the grass and start you talking about how miserable everything is, how terrible everything is. Oh, life is terrible. And it's amazing that C.S. Lewis saw this, is that we take that people talk about hell. I personally believe that everybody has a hell and their own hell. God doesn't need to create a hell. He never created a hell. There is no general hell where people go. People have their own hell and they go from this world into heaven where they're already at. Already, they just can't see it,
Mhm.
but they take their hell with them. We can carry our hell into heaven and we'll be in hell, but it'll be heaven, it'll be hell that's in heaven.
Mhm.
And all we have to do to get out of our hell is to believe the truth.
Mhm.
Once you believe what God believes, all of a sudden, all the hell that you're living disappears
Mhm.
because you realize that it's all a lie. It's
Mhm.
not true. It's not real because God has done what he said he was going to do. God has never failed to do what he said he was going to do.